Congratulations to Arizona. Credit to them. They played extremely well. Tells you the type of team that we have to give up 16 hits, still be in the game, and have a chance to win. At the end of the day, I just walked in the locker room. I told the guys on August 19th, our first team meeting, if I told you we were going to be playing at home in a Game 3 of a Super Regional, what would you do? You take it immediately. So we're going to take a shower. We're going to move on from that game fast. And I'm really excited to watch our guys tomorrow. I'm going to stay out of their way, and I'm going to let them do it.
Questions, Tommy?
Coach, for familiar territory, last weekend, in a very similar spot, you talk about the message all the time, but being in a familiar territory, does that make it easier, or?
I wouldn't say it necessarily makes it easier, but you have done it, and you've been in that elimination game, which we were in Monday against Oklahoma. So we're in another one. And we're in another one where we had a chance to clinch the regional on Sunday. The only difference is it's 1 day instead of 4 games, it's 3 games. So yeah, anytime you've done something before, you definitely can revert back to that. So that definitely won't hurt.
RL and Grace.
I said Ryan Lynch will start. What does your pitching look like after him? Because you don't have McDuffie rested as you did last week.
Yeah, you know what? He'll be rested. He'll throw better tomorrow than he did today. Lynch will start the game, and we'll have everybody available to pitch tomorrow.
Grace.
Jackson and Carter, what do you guys take away from last weekend's Oklahoma game, the one that you lost, and then today to take into tomorrow?
Jackson, take that first, please.
I think kind of just what Coach was talking about. I mean, we've been there before. We knew coming in Arizona really hits it, and we saw that today. It's going to be hard again tomorrow, and we'll be ready to go.
I don't think we played our best today, but we're going to be ready for it tomorrow. Last week was a tough game, but we bounced back, and I think we're ready for it.
Adam.
Scott, what did you think was not working for McDuffie today, and was this the pressure of this moment too, sort of a reminder that he is a freshman as well as he's pitched all year?
Yeah, we put a lot of pressure on their guys too. And they're older. I'm not into the freshman thing. He's been in those situations all year. He was amped up. He had great life on his ball. He'll settle in. He's a pitcher. And that was the thing that hurt us a little bit today. We had good stuff top to bottom. We just weren't putting that stuff where we want to put it. If you don't put it where you want to against a good team, they make you pay. So really it was just a command thing. He just wasn't commanding the ball, throwing the ball where he wanted to. Lead off walk, which is never good. But he's our guy, and he hasn't pitched a lot. We've used him wisely. And a lot of times when you haven't pitched in a while, you feel better on that back-to-back day. So that's what I expect to see tomorrow.
For Coach, talking about plays with 2 outs in terms of hitting and defense, how do you think that sort of kind of led to it?
Yeah, they did a really good job today with 2 outs. So I'm a firm believer in giving credit where credit's due, and they had good at-bats, and we didn't put them away, and that's why they ended up on top.
Brian.
Jackson, how does your mindset kind of change, or does it change at all knowing you guys going into the elimination game?
I wouldn't say it changes. I think we're coming in the same way we did today, going to play our baseball, and it'll go our way. That's kind of something that we talk about regardless of the game or the stage. We're playing our baseball, so that won't change.
Grace and Jade.
Coach, what is it about that put-away pitch and that put-away batter that you think kind of eluded you guys today? You had a lot of pitchers that went into those full counts and that started up but just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, again, I thought they grinded out at bats well. I thought some of our pitches were balls out of the hand. We always want to try to throw a competitive pitch. That's tunneling the same pitch. But, also I have to go back and watch because this is a lot different from the side, so I try not to say too much. I just don't think we executed extremely well on the mound. But, man, that's been the backbone of our team. You win as a team and you lose as a team. We also left some guys on base, and we had some chances to potentially maybe put them away and divide that lead a little bit.
Jade and then Michael here.
Speaking of the guys y'all left on base, obviously 13 of them for the players. Was there anything that their pitchers were doing that maybe kept y'all off balance, or was it just not getting it to the right spots?
Carter, you first, please.
No, I just think that we put some good at-bats together. It's just sometimes the ball didn't land our way. or we didn't get the pitch we were looking for, or we might have gone out of the zone earlier in the count when we should have probably been more patient. So I just think that we can do a better job tomorrow, and today wasn't great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we did hit some balls hard right at guys, and we had chances for sure. But I think for the most part, we actually did execute our plan pretty well, and it's just kind of a matter of getting that big hit. And we got a couple of them. We needed one more maybe, but I thought we really had our approach, and we'll have it again tomorrow, and we'll stick with it.
Michael here, then Adam.
Coach, you said yesterday that you thought today was going to be a hard game. What led you to say that?
It's just the way it works. Rarely is it like it was yesterday. I just had that feeling. I think they're a really good team, and we've spent a lot of time scouting them. Obviously, how we play is most important. But you don't get to this point of the season if you don't have really good teams. So I just had that feeling. I think tomorrow will be the same. And I'm excited, really I am, because this is why you coach, but this is also why you come to the University of North Carolina as a player to play in these games. I'm excited for our players.
A few more, Adam, then Brian.
Jackson, I was just wondering, how would you describe sort of the mood of the team in the postgame locker room, and is there a sense of, hey, we did this 5-6 days ago against Oklahoma? Is that do you think that's there?
Yeah, I mean, you can feel that for sure. Obviously, we wanted to get it done today, and we had chances to do so. But once that final out was made, we're already moving on. There's no point in hanging on to today. And like you said, like we've been there before. We did it last weekend, and we know we can do it again.
Scott, you talked in the second game of Oklahoma about you guys were kind of saving Lynch McDuffie for the Monday game. Was there any of that going on? Did that factor at all into taking McDuffie out of the game in terms of planning for?
Well, he was taxed pretty good. He had great stuff, actually. I mean, some of the best velo he's had. But we also felt like he had thrown so much, we wanted to make the change right there. And their lefty put a good swing on that first pitch slider from Folger. But we definitely talked about it. We knew that we would not pitch somebody unless we had the lead. But even, we take the lead back there, we're probably going to go for it. But we knew we weren't going to pitch either Lynch or Houck because one of those two would start tomorrow.
Anybody else?
For coach and the players, a very back and forth game, lots of responses. Was there any sort of palpable shifts in kind of strategy or mindset throughout the game?
Not really. I mean, I'm a firm believer you just got to read the game and you play pitch to pitch, and these guys can answer for themselves. But they've done a great job of buying into that, not getting too high or not getting too low, and understand you have to finish the game and play all 27 outs.
Grace, last one.
Jackson, tomorrow will be your last game with the Bosch. There's a lot of older guys. Do you say anything to this team, knowing that for some of you guys, this is it tomorrow?
I mean, probably not. Not in that regard, at least. We knew that we would be here, or we hoped that we would be here in this spot, and you kind of, that's coming at some point. But in our minds, it's not our last game, and that's more important than our last home game for sure.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Coach.
Yeah, I mean, just a great ball game, hard fought. I was just really, really proud of the group. These guys are very resilient. Obviously, after yesterday, they were able to flush it and came back, a couple, 2-3 times here today. And I always tell them it's really fun to watch them play. And that's when you're coaching and get this deep in the season. Sometimes that's kind of our job. Stay out of the way and let them get after it.
Questions, just raise your hand. I'll get to you. Michael?
Tony, how would you describe those last 3 innings for you?
It was pretty tough. The crowd was really getting into it. The heat was, getting to me a little bit, but, I was just able to grit it out a little bit and get some pitches in the right spot, and we got the win.
Alexander.
For coach and the players, how do you guys think you were able to find so much success with 2 outs today?
Yeah, that's a great point. It was amazing. I really was. And sometimes that is the most vulnerable pitchers get. It's an interesting thing. It's all the way in the major leagues. The same thing happens. It's a weird dynamic when we have to battle it all the time where guys get 2 quick outs especially, and all of a sudden they think they're done, and they're not. And our guys kept fighting. And that was kind of our mantra today was we were just going to play one pitch at a time. So whether there was no outs or 2 outs and 2 strikes, we're still just going to play that next pitch.
Tommy, was there, in those 2 out situations, did you perceive that there were better at-bats happening, or was it just a matter of maybe finding some holes today?
I mean, I'd say just finding some holes. I mean, as a team, we definitely try and get gritty, no matter the situation, but especially with 2 outs. I think we just stuck with the plan even more and, just stayed with it.
Brian, then Pat, then Michael.
Tommy, you make that diving play, bottom of the 3rd, and then you come up the next inning and you get the home run. Just a little bit about how you've been doing in this postseason, kind of with the whole "I want my career to end" type mentality.
I'm just honestly trying not to really think about that and just thinking about the team, taking it pitch by pitch. But just trying to stay relaxed and play for the guy next to me.
Front right, Pat.
Coach, in terms of kind of 2-out hitting, they're in the 7th inning. Mason White comes up, gets 3-error count, then gets a few of those sliders
Right.
in a row. There's to be able to battle through that at bat. It gets a really good slider pitcher.
Right.
McDuffie can get that walk. Just how big was that?
Yeah, I think it seemed like they were doing the old intentional walk. It seemed like that way, and all of a sudden it was 3-2, and he battled some really tough pitches. So yeah, that was huge. I mean, that's just sort of the deal, is seeing as many pitches as we can, and making them throw the ball where we can hit it. I think a lot of times when we're very successful, we get the pitch we can handle. We don't swing at their pitches. So yeah, it was probably one of the biggest at bats of the game.
Uh, for anybody, what does it say about the character of the team that you guys were able to rally multiple times today to keep your season alive?
Tony, why don't you take that first, then Tommy?
Yeah.
Sure. I just think that this team just wants to keep playing. We want to keep going. That dream of Omaha, we're chasing 5. We really want to get there, and I think that today showed that after bouncing back from yesterday.
Tommy?
Yeah, just we're willing to do anything to get there, and we believe in all the guys in the locker room. So yeah.
Coach, anything to add to that?
No, I think they've really been, since the Big 12 tournaments, that foxhole mentality, man. They're going to fight for each other, and they know if they don't get something done, there's somebody behind them that's going to pick them up.
Michael, then Grace.
Obviously, uncharacteristic for your pitching staff the last 2 days
Right.
to walk so many guys, not really putting that first strike pressure on the opponent. Do you think that was just nerves, lack of experience, humidity?
Probably all the above, but yeah, I've thought the same thing. I mean, was it 9 walks today, and a hit batsman, right? Or 2 hit batsmen. So, 10 free 90s. So yeah, I think that's something we can improve on tomorrow. That's Smith Bailey's going to start, and let's get ahead and attack. But again, it's these are really, really good hitters we're facing. Veteran guys who know how to battle with 2 strikes, know how to just punch the ball back through the middle.
Tony, can you speak to that also?
Yeah, can you just repeat the
Lack
question?
of first pitch strikes.
Right.
Lack of strikes and walks.
I think Coach said it perfectly. It was probably a culmination of all 3 of those things. I mean, yeah, we're not really used to this humidity. It was nice we went to Houston and then to, Texas, so we had a little bit of practice with it. But, it was just a culmination of things that probably led to those, extra free passes.
Grace.
Chip and Tommy, for the momentum of the game, how important was it to score first and then keep the offense sustained?
Yeah, I think that was huge. And we talk about trying to get on top and keep adding on, and that's what we want to do every game. But I'm just, I'm amazed, to be frank with you, that after we gave up the 3-run homer, because Hintz was rolling. That's how Casey pitches, and he made 1 bad pitch, and Bass correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, Bass took advantage of it, and that's just great hitting. This is a really, really good ball club we're playing, and to match that and come back and score the next inning was, I mean, as a head coach, I'm over there at third base, almost freaking in tears, man. It just makes me really proud.
In the back.
You mentioned Smith Bailey on the mound tomorrow. It's a big spot for a young pitcher. Which level of confidence that he's going to come out and give you what you need?
Yeah, a lot of confidence. He's not a freshman anymore. He's a sophomore now, and he's proven his grit in big games, in Eugene and in the Big 12 tournament. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll be some butterflies. There'll be some weird pitches early on, but he's been able to bounce back. So, yeah, I have a lot of confidence in him.
Michael, then Brian.
One for the coach and then one for the players. Is Brendan's hamstring still bothering him the way he went after that 1 ball in right field?
Yeah, he didn't get a good read on it. Yeah, he's definitely not you know, at his 100% base stealing, moving around, he's still a little bit, you know, maybe 90%. But yeah, he just got a bad jump on that. I think, you know, we were all a little bit worried. I had TJ ready because I felt the same way, and we talked to him, and he said he was good enough to go. So he'll play, and if there's any risk of injury, I'd get him out of the game. But he says he's fine.
Sure. And for the players, what's the mindset heading into tomorrow?
Tommy?
I mean, just one game at a time, one pitch at a time. But yeah, I mean, we're ready, and you know, with Bailey on the mound, we got all the confidence. So yeah.
Tommy?
Yeah, it's just, you know, being able to bounce back today was a big confidence piece. You know, we know that we can compete with this team and we can win, so we'll be ready for them.
Last one, Brian?
Considering you've only gotten about 2+ from your starters, and you've had to use your bullpen a lot, you haven't had many instances this year with guys going
Correct.
back-to-back. Besides Hunter and Julian, are you looking at an all-hands-on-deck kind of situation?
Yeah, I think Tony, if he had a pitch, he could pitch. He's going to tell us that tomorrow, but we'll make sure. We're never going to put anybody out there that we were going to risk injury. That's just not going to happen. So we'll assess everybody tomorrow, see how they feel. I mean, he might say right now he feels great, but we'll see how it feels in the morning. It's an early game.
Yeah. But considering that usage, would there maybe be a longer leash on Smith than there has been on the
No,
first
it can't
two?
be.
Yeah.
It's it's win or go home. So we'll figure out a way. We'll figure out a way, and if it means Kramkowski will come back and pitch a little bit, if it means Garazar can pitch a little bit, you know, he was a reliever before he became a starter. So all hands on deck.
Everybody good? All right.
Thank you guys.
gentlemen.
Thank you.